So we've been going over the teaching on Atisha's lamp for the path to enlightenment. And we've arrived at the section in this teaching on Tantra. So what is the meaning of this text? What is the core meaning of the text, the lamp for the path to enlightenment by Lord Atisha? The first level of meaning in this text are the teachings that are shared in common with beings of small capacity. So the meanings of this, of the teachings shared in common with beings of small capacity is the first section or first level of the text.
되게 된다데 가르스나 가지고래 땅아주 가지고래 매일 외den시라고 싸워쳐버려서 가서 매일 외den시라게 매일 생을 받쳐버려 매일 외된 싸워쳐버려 제단에 신장 단지도 상지 그릭 쳐도요래 수수 갈리자와이나 아니 강가로 상지야요래 강가라다 좀 도와요래 강가로 되는 하도 매일 대상 도와요래 말이야.
So what is the meaning of this? At this moment we have the human basis. We have this human form that has so many abilities and so many powers and so much importance. All sentient beings, though, do possess Buddha nature or Buddha potential. So it is possible for all sentient beings to attain the state of Buddhahood or the state of foe destroyer, the state of rebirth into the higher realms of gods and humans and so forth. So all sentient beings possess Buddha potential, and that potential allows all sentient beings to achieve those results. But at this point we have the human basis that has many abilities and powers.
다드네 사직 리스는 시제 다질 리 차도요 말 사직 리요아르스 안 리드 가르스 가서 디바이나 조고조스 라바이나 안 가서 이지셰바드레디요아르스 이지셰바데 안네 이지셰바들레 안네 가서거래 최다지셰야 누바요아르스 단다 마셰바드 가르치고르스나 콜 레다 뇨마바 디네 디디요아르스 레다 뇨마바데 안 가서 돌로 잡아다고레스 곧 다소나 안 세데게 타지셰야 안네 타지 셴바 차네야 안네 소소 사지인데야 어떤데 용아요아르스 말이야.
So what is the meaning of this Buddha potential? What is the Buddha nature? Where does this Buddha nature exist? What is it? The mental consciousness itself is the Buddha nature. The mental consciousness has the potential or ability to cognize all phenomena, to be all-knowing consciousness. But at this moment, there are actions and afflictions which inhibit our ability to have this all-knowing consciousness. So the actions and afflictions are the obstacles or obstructions to our ability to have this all-knowing consciousness. So the mind of omniscience is possible, but our mind now is contaminated with actions and afflictions. In the same way, a cloth could be stained, and the stain itself could be cleansed. Our mind has the ability to cleanse the stains of actions and afflictions and achieve the state of mental omniscience or the mind of omniscience.
다드네 가서 정하마요아레 심마요아레 정하마데 심마 매바이나 안네 가서 주에서 비시 제구가요 말아 주제야 돼 지와 심마를 되는 도와두고서 아니 주제고 주제바이나 지와 심마 편질 지부용 그래서 안네 대제도 아니 주제고 그래서 말아 지와 심마 매바 말 지와 심마 요아레스.
So if there was no past life or no future life, then there would exist no reason for us to practice religion or practice Dharma. There would be no reason for it. But the fact is that there is a past and future life. And in the future life, if we wish to have happiness, then we need to do something to achieve that result. And by practicing religion or practicing Dharma, then we can achieve the result of happiness in our future lives.
어제 다저와 심말레 되네 저와 심말레 아니 가서 던도 당년로 제사 니마도요 말았어 던도 디바이 뭐사바이나 내손을 제그래 gawaya basaba ina ladam male may tenzan tun dundul doya wa dani sung waras marba.
So in our future lives, there are no other places than the two of the higher and lower realms. There is no other place that we can be reborn. So if we create misdeeds, we will be reborn into the lower realms. And if we engage in virtuous activities, then we will be born into the higher realms. So there is no other realm or no other place in which we can be born that is exclusive or independent of these two realms, the higher and lower realms.
다 가서 저와 시만 내송고 저와 가야가 다시 가르쳐야 요아래 하다 말이 제야게 죽가르 두고서 제베이나 되네 건조송로 저순도 요거네 아니 주디 먹이고 주디서 말이야 주디 야부송 아니 내부터 상고는 샤당야부 제베이나 내송을 제가 말이스 하다 말이 제는 그래서 제베 중고되고 어디냐래 제가 그래서 말이야
Jiangdro, the Geju Sutrim, Dibsha, Leidre Lharampa.
Lende Sutrim Dabada Marva.
Okay, Tuchina. So, in the future lives, if we wish to not be reborn into the lower realms, then there has to be some sort of practice or way for us to achieve the abandonment of these lower realms. So the practices that we must engage in are as follows. We must go for refuge to the three jewels, the Buddha jewel, the Dharma jewel, and the Sangha jewel. We must have the ethics of the 10 non-virtuous, the ethics which abandons the 10 non-virtuous activities. And also acknowledgement of our downfalls or confession of our downfalls. Question I asked is action and karma and effects also, and Rinpoche said that the restraint of the 10 non-virtues falls into that category of karma and effects.
다 사제도 해마다 버렸어. 사제가 좀 취도 해한다 버렸어. 사제를 쪄선도 건조선로 쪄선도 안에 사제가 좀 취도 냐서 내가 안에 내가 가서 그래. 내가 그 동네라서 바가도 버렸어. 안에 가서 내발 다달 쪄선도 다다가 해사기나 나서 타는 것도 취도 해한다 버렸어 말이야. 근데도 저 두빈다로.
So we need to look at the Buddha as a doctor and the Dharma as medicine. If an ill person goes to the doctor and receives an appropriate diagnosis and then is prescribed medication or medicine, and if he or she takes this, then he or she can eradicate illness. So if we look at the Buddha as a doctor and the Dharma as medicine, the Buddha prescribes a practice for us, which is the Dharma. So if we wish to take the medicine that the Buddha prescribes us, then we need to engage in the practice of Dharma. So if we do this, then we can abandon rebirth into the lower realms.
어제 다드네 저번 드인데게 다드네 맞다 할 제바 이네 동에 매번 말 동에 요아르스 제가 나시 동에라서부터 좀 요아르스 아니 레단 요모 받다 동에다 보네 안 타발로야게 랑 하바소냐서 내고아르스 말바.
So the next level, the medium, the teaching shared in common with beings of medium capacity or the medium scope, is one who recognizes also that the higher realms of gods and humans and so forth also are plagued with various types of suffering, are plagued with the karma and affliction. So the practitioner of medium capacity then engages in a practice to be able to achieve the state of liberation, which is freedom from all of these realms. And the practice which he or she must to engage in is a practice of the three higher trainings.
다 동에가 자와 된세리도서 데메도 비셔라다 돈이라메 비셔네다 대주 추진 손데 초바이나 안에 된세 본토 그래 된세 본소나 된세 그 꾼나라 레다 녀모 바보 안에 동에 보네 타바토야 그네수 송고서스.
So at the root of this cyclic existence, we will find the grasping at true establishment, or the grasping at true existence. So the wisdom realizing the lack of true existence or the lack of true establishment of phenomena acts as an opponent to this, and eventually will allow us to eradicate the actions and afflictions, or karma and afflictions, that this grasping at true establishment creates, and we will be able to achieve the state of beyond, or state of liberation, by rooting out, by eradicating the root of the cyclic existence, by having the wisdom realizing the lack of true establishment of phenomena.
어제 다때네 안에 라바손 양선 램발라 때네 레다 녀모 부분 타바도 도도 그래 이나 타지 쳔바 도도 말이스 타지 쳔바 도마도 바 가르제어스나 안 녀모 바차 시디 말베 시디 마봉바도 안 사지 도 말이스 녀모 바차 봉발라 시디 봉고 그래서 가자 녀모 바차데 시디 봉고 그래서 사지 발라 대봉발란 대바 재미 줄로 마장 바봉 도와요 말 상주 센로 정고스 대바 재미 말베.
So, practice of the three higher trainings will allow one to achieve the state of liberation through abandonment of obstructive afflictions, but will not allow that practitioner to achieve the state of the all-knowing, omniscient mind. It is because the obstructions to omniscience, the imprints of the afflictions, are still present. So these imprints that are still present serve as obstructions to omniscience, and if one wishes to achieve the state of Buddhahood, or achieve the state of an all-knowing mind, then it is necessary for he or she to practice the next level of teaching, which is the great vehicle teaching, and it's necessary for the practitioner to generate the mind that aspires to enlightenment in order to achieve these goals. So this falls into the category of the great vehicle teaching, the characteristic being the mind that aspires to enlightenment. So there are two practices which will allow one to generate this mind that aspires to enlightenment. The first being the 7-point cause and effect for achieving the mind that aspires to enlightenment, or for realizing mind generation, and the second being the equalizing and exchanging self with others practice.
다 상주주의 생줄 제자도 상주 생바차는 거스 상주 생제 자도 안 가르냐스 랭고스나 안에 신루 냐스래야 라바손 냐스래야 제바이나 바시죠 딩제나 신루 두바이나 라바손 주진지라바 띵는지라바 셔러 라바손 되는 거스 말바
The Tama Parshin Dru
바신조 제바지나 바신조
Ale Parshin Ju
바신조 시스버바진로 안 뒤나 라바손 주진지라바 띵는지라바 셔러지 라바손 라
So the Shanchu Jisen, the Jena, then Lapasun Dang Shenju Dang the Parshin Ju they donegare Sapoyamare Parshin Ju 10 perfections.
10 perfection, 6 perfection. And the Labas on
Oh, okay. There's the
name of the Chibaris, on Chizin Dunus.
Gone down.
Yeah.
So I remember now. So the once one creates the causal factors for this mind that aspires to enlightenment, once one creates the causes for it, then one generates the mind that aspires to enlightenment and becomes a bodhisattva. Then he or she, once he or she becomes a bodhisattva, then he or she practices the 3 higher trainings and the 6 perfections, or can be enumerated as the 10 perfections. All of these have different names, but the practices are contained within them. The same practices are contained within them. They are named differently. So whether the practices, the bodhisattva, these are all the practices the bodhisattva must engage in order to achieve his or her goal.
와지 대 바신티바드 그 상주가 생제 돈이도 비셔러지 근데 신도 녀선 레벨에 되네 상제비 다시 어떤지 거서 말বে 상제비 줘 상제비 줘 든지 도거스 바신티바드 하니부터 티바 전부 임에 지버스 상제 고봉아 지버스 아니 바신티비 나라 되네 상제 고모 때 다른 거스 하나라 때마 있나 아니 상제 고모 녀부터 렐하부터도 그래서 말বে
So if one engages in the practice of the perfection vehicle and achieves the state of the mind that aspires to enlightenment and engages in these practices, then he or she will be able to achieve the state of Buddhahood. And that state of Buddhahood that he or she is able to achieve in dependence upon the perfection vehicle teachings is the same Buddhahood that the practitioner of the tantric vehicle will achieve. But the difference is in the speed in which the practitioner can achieve his or her aim.
다 바신 TV 제부 중고다 도모에 나제레바 니다 도모에 나제레바 아니 제부 침비 나제레바 어디서 그걸로 하나가 주나무르세 주마르바 주 파르디시비 티바다 레버상아 두지 티바스 바신 TV 중의 시자바도 그걸로 냐래 갈라 가서 야부 중소나 되는 하 냐래 지근이 야부 용거르스 하게 아니 냐래 두서 그걸로 아니 바신 TV 냐래 되는 레버레디오 거르스 마르바 Tumolajan had to Jubana, Tibakan should do it. Gazanji, you want them, but the Lanya to Jubajin Jelus. What the name is a marbe?
Longare.
Juma.
I once say practice is shared, past shared in common, and become a vessel that is worthy. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the stages of the path for beings of small capacity and the stages of the path for beings of medium capacity and the stages of the path for beings of great capacity within the perfection vehicle are like the causal factor for for Tantra. Tantra being the resultant vehicle. So here, these stages of the path are stages of the path which are shared, and we can find in the source of all my good, or the foundation of all good qualities, that it states, once I've practiced well the path shared in common and become a vessel that is worthy, may I enter with perfect ease the way of the diamond, highest of all ways, holiest door to come inside for the fortunate and good. So here we see once I've practiced well the path shared in common and become a vessel that is worthy, this refers to the small, medium, and great scope. And then one is able, once one has achieved the realizations of these small, medium, and great scopes, then he or she becomes a suitable practitioner of Tantra. And one will be able to achieve good results in Tantra as a result of creating its cause.
어디 다 바신 TV 랑당 하랑도 냐도 지로랑 전에 아버리스 바신 TV 랑 줄 마지바도 그거 있는 아주 측은다요 말은 중 아주 메이스도 못다 버리스 아니 바신 TV 랑 로종 양 하랑 냐네지 어디 냐도 냐네지 계시 버리스.
It's very important to practice these together, practice the perfection vehicle and the tantric vehicle together. Because we don't know if we'll be able to achieve all of the perfection vehicle realizations before we die. This human basis is impermanent, so we do not know if we will be able to achieve them. So it's important that we practice these together during the time in which we can.
어제 다때네 당아주 랑령기 가정아주 쇼고 조조 안가 조조 되는 만 하래고레스 고조 되는 마루지 로루지는 말에.
That's right. So we've arrived at number 60, and I believe we'd read 60 and 61 last week because the Tibetan contains both. The Injike Drutju Dan Drutju Drutchi Nicha Shukulo Ni Latgu Gangin Serna Nyamdu. The Kejor Nyamdu.
하도 니를 주바 제나 제수 레나지 봉바산로 라수 조제 제수 도지 땅 대화 있는 상 주주 용수 주반 되어봤다 샤와쇼수 주송비 개대상아 쉔데 나 대세 로면 온그 셔 녀고 인생 소진 땅 가돌라수 녀버샤스 어때봐도 사진 보면 돼.
Okay, so we're going to read number 60 and 61. If you wish to create with ease the collections for enlightenment through activities of pacification, increase, and so forth, gained by the power of mantra, and also through the force of the 8 and other great attainments like the good pot, if you want to practice secret mantra as explained in the action and performance tantras. Dixon.
then the Dunda Garshigor, and Passion TV Long Lojan, Passion TV Long Lojane, then Hanyang Lejivaina, and then Hanyang Yabujubaina, and then Passion Tibal maybe, and the parents of yours. Shile, Jebile, Wangile, Trabile, Shedan Jesu Lenagis, Shile, Trabile, and then Hanyang Jebala Dene, and G. What the Shile Momdua yours, Passion Tibal maybe. Jebile Momdua yours, Wangile Dua yours, Trabile Dua yours, Shedan Jesu Lenag Marbe. Alla what Tajilas and Rurujin. Shedan Jesu Lenaji.
Oh, that's good.
하도니를 줘봐 신나 지수 레나지 bomba zandu la soba 조chen 지수 도지 장
Okay. Shitan Jesu. Pomba Zambro. Okay, so if you wish so if you wish to create with ease the collections for enlightenment, and then it says and other great attainments like the good pot, right? Wouldn't that be correct, Ed? In the Tibetan, the way Rinpoche is reading it. Drew Chen. If you want, okay, so then, got it.
Drew Chen is the Injikalo.
The Injike, the Shiluka, Drew Chi, the Pomba Zan Drew La Soba.
Drew Chen Jesu Doji Jans.
And Drew Chen.
Great achievements.
That doesn't mean Shile, Ha Nyale Shevala Dene, Shile Dua yours, Shile Garazana, Tserimuzuya, Suna Mamatuzuya, Dag Tsen, Suna Jibanzus, Dag Tse, and Tserim Hanganyale Shevala Dene, Tserim Rindu Taya, and then go out to Ngolope, Pashito, the Mondogia, Mamma Kasugore, Mamazuya, what then Tashi yours, the Shile, my bad, Hala Dene, Shile Mugru yours, Shile. Then the Jebile, Dagan Dumba, what a Shile, the Dagan Dumba Shishawanzus, Neshawa, and then Hanya Leshabala Dene, and Nasa Mebazuya. And then don't look Nebala Super Mebashia, what the Nege, Hala Dene, what the Nija waters, Shile Dua yours, Dagan Dumba Shishawanzus. That then the Jebile the Garazana, Dag Tsedon Sona Jebanzus, Tserim Naya. Then Sono. Nea Gone Hondubeya, what the Passion Tibal maybe what the useris, Gomolo Tombo, Golo Duma to Yomaris, Amitayoina, Amitaba in the Jige, Tantala Dene, and the Gomolo Logojan is Marbe. What the ring was Marbe?
The name, somebody
Ongle, Hanya Lejabaina, and the Passion Tibal maybe in order to do ya. Penanga Jaram Michel Kaka Mandan Yomar, Kaka Sunshine Yomar, Taku, Mamma Joan Michel Gaviji, the Vici Hag Ongle is only. On Hag Ongle Dene, and the Jam Mamma Gaviji, on to do all to say. Then the Tabi les at the and then Hag to the Hag to Neva Yobaina. Then Kasure, Sanjik Temple, Nova Jig and what and Suya, what and the Gile Urs, Trale,
Suya, the Toja,
Brajas of Gaza.
Black magic.
What is it?
Okay, so if one practices the tantric stages of the path, then one will be able to achieve various activities. So there are 4 activities that are actions that are exclusive to the tantric vehicle, and we see that these are the activities of peace or pacification. It's a good thing I checked with Ed about this before class. The activities of increase, the activities of control or power, and the activities of wrath or actions of wrath. So these are 4 activities that are exclusive of to the tantric vehicle, which allow one to achieve various results. So the activities of peace allow one to be free from various hindrances. For instance, illness will be able to be eradicated. Harmful spirits will not be able to hinder one. And say Rinpo, the Tambo, say Rinpo.
Dag Tsedon Sona Jiba, Jiba, Tserim Naya. 수나야 뭐 너무나야.
Then Tambo tse rimbo yomare.
다음부터 내다 돈 받지 내매 봐줘야. 돈도 내 봐서 내 봐줘야. 어떻게 이
Okay, two chena.
내 돈 받지.
So the two qualities of the activities of peace are that the sickness or illness will not come to us, and the harmful spirits will not come. We will not be harmed by spirits and so forth. So the next one, the activities of increase, refer to the ability to increase one's the longevity or lifespan. There's the story of Nagarjuna being told that he would be only to live to 7, and various rituals were performed, and he was able to live many, many more years than that. Did Rinpoche say the number of years? 900 years. I didn't know if he said it, and I didn't want to translate it if he didn't. So he lived to be about 900 years when it was prophesied that he would only live to be 7. And here this is the power of increase. And also, if one engages in meritorious deeds, one engages in virtue, then those virtues or merits will increase ad infinitum. It will increase much greater. So this is the power of increase. The power of control, the activity, this is the activity of increase. The activity of control or action of control refers to power over others. And in this sense, we look at the Dalai Lama, for instance. The Dalai Lama has this great sense of power or presence is how I used to translate this. Instead of power, presence. Has a presence that outshines because he doesn't have a gun, he doesn't have any weapons or any of this, but you see he has this power or this presence. So this is what the power of control means, the control over others means. It's the ability to have a presence. So this is the meaning of that. The last one is wrath, and that is the activities of wrath refers to the abilities to use magic, magic and so forth, to be able to have these various feats as a result of the tantric practices. So these 4 things are exclusive to the tantric vehicle and cannot be found in the perfection vehicle.
Such as killing harmers in the Buddha Dharma.
Say that again?
Such as killing those who harm the Buddha Dharma.
In that, I'm sorry. That's connected to?
Such as wrathful activities.
Oh, okay. Wrathful activities such as harming or killing the Buddha or Dharma?
Killing those who harm the Buddha Dharma.
Killing those who harm the Buddha Dharma. Oh, okay, the Ra Lotsawa. Okay, thank you very much. So activities of wrath refer to activities such as black magic and killing those who harm the Dharma, or Buddha or Dharma.
다수 제바 마지막 렘바 마자마 쉐바 와도 주인도 도속 걸로 테메 종을 까샤 요아레스 파신 TV 종을 샹주선바 또바 도보솔레 고바 요나 나와레스 나와 파신 TV 종을 안에 샹주선바 또바 도보솔레 안지 고반도나 마세나 고바 요나 마세나 디그레스 마자마 쉐바 걸로 나와레스 나와 디바 요마레스 하게 되는 네바 요나 안에 지 고바 쳐 요나 한 하고 돌내봐도 어디 가서 토자라서 뭐 어떤지 또봐 더 있나 되고 알았어.
Then the parshin, the
소주바
suchupa
마자마셔봐도 그걸로 팀에 좀 가서 자완이는 술 토바 있네 제주고 말 까요 알았어. 배 팀에
Teme kagu.
네 하나로.
Lesser.
안 파신 TV 가서 안 샤주선 뭐 또봐 토부절래 사지게 땜바다 세제게 디질 매도 좀 도나 나와레스 사지게 되는 꾸주고 만한 동동 뭔가자세요 어디 샤주선 되게 안에 만나보되게 뭔가자세요 코니엘란 도래 안 콜 히제네 코세 노동 동동 세버와 어디 거와치 라죠 사버스 디바요 말스
Then the parshin tepa, suchupa, dang, mijampa lemba.
쉐바 마자마 쉐바도
Masamba shupa, ni
또봐 토부절 나와요 알스
ni digson.
소저바 마지발레 마자마 쉐바 준수 말베
Zun,
도둑 걸로 대면 주고 말했어.
hakoson.
파진 디발레 샹주선 또바 나와레스.
Sumba, sum digson. Then nga lam,
hal dene haga nyoba yona
Chepagare.
haga nyoba
Partial
yona haga nyoba yona ngaba jegurs de segurs
Then the parshin tepa
mazamba
dang.
shena nan jun yomaris
Then a parshin tepa danga tepa chepagare. Cheaper.
Parshin tepa-
Is there a difference Rinpoche is saying in the tantric? It sounds like they're the same to me.
Pashin tiwale shanchu sema tuba tobu sule sanji ki tenpa dang senjen dijil medu chibudu na ane mazamba shwene digre
Less out.
su chwene digre
Less out.
koma kune digres
Less out.
nangwaris
Less out.
ta nga ge
Less
nyoba yue na tene ngeba su chwe guris ma chwe na nga ge dongba ge guris tantra bawa bro
Hakosun.
wadi cheba deres
Okay, so in the lesser vehicle, we see that one abandons all of the non-virtues. There's an abandonment of killing, abandonment of lying, an abandonment of sexual misconduct, stealing, etc. So these things are all abandoned, and there is no way around that in the lesser vehicle. When we look at the perfection vehicle, we see that there are instances when bodhisattvas who are highly realized, there are instances when they have engaged in these activities in order to secure the Buddha's truth in the world, or in order to do something to benefit others greatly. So in the perfection vehicle, a highly realized bodhisattva can engage in killing, can engage in sexual misconduct, can engage in lying if it is for the benefit of others. And we see the story of Buddha in his previous life being a riverboat captain when he actually killed a being who was going to kill 500 people on the boat. And he recognized this and actually engaged in killing. And these things which would normally be non-virtuous actually are virtuous deeds, actually become meritorious actions. It changes them. It changes their potency from negative to positive. So in the tantric vehicle, one can, if one is if one is realized and so forth in the tantric vehicle, then he or she is able to engage in the activities such as killing and so forth, and be able to achieve high amounts of virtue by doing this. I forgot one thing.
And if you have the power, then you need to do it.
Oh, it breaks a tantric vow if you don't do it. That's so it actually breaks one of the tantric vows if you don't engage in this normally negative activity in order to aid others. So it's actually a tantric vow, highest yoga tantric vow.
다 nga tuba toba dang shanchu sema toba tsoki keshari mato nga tsuka wadani jena diba sagare dani yunga yoma
So here we're speaking, when we're speaking of these tantric adepts or highly realized bodhisattvas, these are the types of beings we're speaking of. People like ourselves would just create misdeeds or non-virtue by engaging in these sorts of activities. We're referring to highly realized bodhisattvas, or tantric adepts.
다 shenang jesu le na ji pomba zangdu la so ba chuchen jesu to ji chance 다 sheje wonda ge le la ten ne an nga ge pashin tiba le membe an nga so pomba dro ya do pomba de dro ne ya bon san da da la bon san da da lo bon san da da pomba na lo zen da me da mo lo an nga ge do dro ba ina an la sul ga bi waris lo ga bi waris an lomba ju che cha waris pomba dro ya what the tantric lemon which was zandu so was
So here when it speaks of if you create with these the collections for enlightenment and other great attainments like the good pot, so here this refers to a pot that one can place various things such as medicines and precious items in, and it will allow them to have like magical qualities or special qualities. The Pumba Zampo, the Nangla Me Dang, the Rinchen.
Tenolu Sang Dam, Hagri Dam, Duri Dam, Mobulu, Rinpoche Tenzin, and Kayabajo, and then Hag Dru, the Drubaina, and then Hasu Gabuma, Lol Gabuma, Lombaya Buchaya, what the Gubachu was. Manner of Jews, manner of Chicken, Manipio, what the Dru and Double is.
Then the Nangla Rinchen, the Rinchen
Rinchen Dam, Hagri Dam, Damodalu was, and the look had you, and then Hagatum Dru.
Then Hladang Lo got the Gary last one.
Sabon Dam Lobon Sagrota. Bomba Chico Lul Gabim, Zent and Lune, Nanga like, then look Kabajin, Hadu, and then Tejava in Lul Gabim was Loganasa Meba. And look Gabim Nangaso Ruji was good.
Less so.
Hal Gabim Nangaso Ruji.
Okay, so inside of this pot, various precious things are inserted, such as incense, such as juniper and medicines and precious items are inserted. Then it is covered, this pot's covered very well, and then a practitioner does various tantric rituals and prayers and ignites in the words what's the word? It invokes when you do the to a tanka. When you do the prayer, there's a name for it though. When the deity is actually, when the prayer is done on a statue and the deity goes into the statue. Anyway, the pot is, the various rituals are done and prayers are done, and then the pot becomes magical, or it becomes powerful by these tantric rituals and so forth. And then by doing this, the Nagas in the area would like this process that's going on. And if someone has an illness caused by the Nagas, they'll be eradicated because the Nagas would then be able to aid us or help us. And the same also for gods. Gods like this activity that is being done, and the gods would actually be able to aid us or help us. So here, this is the reason for the ritual of the good pot.
Oba Zando la soba, Druchen Jesu Doji, Druchen Jesu Doji, Druchen Jesu Doji, Jans, Druchen Jet, Peche Mondu Jet to the Jan Digo Sare, Gigi Lajul the door, Gigi Lajule, Yamenta Leniji Marbe, Lajule. Karza will not jet Sheje Wanda to Saint Jelasu, Sheje Wanda to Saint Jelasu, Mundu Kunjin Jobe Rajeshi, Toten Heavens in Chuchis, Sheje Wanda Son du, Lampard, Shedan Jesu Lena, Dabudo, Sheje Wanda, Sheje Wanda Lasube. What day? Modu Hagen, Modu Yoro, Modu to the Truba was Truba. Truba Yashi, Hagen, the way I shoot the Saji Kumu, Saji Kumu, Saji the Hagen, and the Modu Yashi, the Saji Kumu, Guyu Modu, Songi Modu, Togi Modu, and the Saji could tell on Sonju Danina, wages on Jeju Deva, Son and Latu, Yanta Deba, Ye Taji Chamber, what to look on Hala Teni Euro, Hagen de Gro, Hagen Modus. What Modus, the Hagen Pains, a pen benebet.
Then below the
Pen benebet is not benebet J orders, Moduji, to change yes in the Pidgin double Jan.
Then the supok, there's just one, the law, Gari Jegudu. The 112 months.
Hanya Abjegina, Hanya Legina, parent and chewing waters, and then parent J, to watch him with J waters, to watch him with J the Garazana, to watch him with J de, and then Memhegungus, and then Z and the do, Hadu, Mil Hujavina, Damara Ton yours. What the Memeng do this? Hadan, and Z and the Mandam, Tuba, Ubanina, Silinam, the Hajan, Mil Huvina, Damara Ton was Memeng dus. Gigi, Memeng duji. Modu no Dambu Meja.
So if one practices this, then one will be able to achieve various feats. So in number 61 it says, and also through the force of the 8. And here the 8 refers to the 8 feats that one can achieve so that one can be able to convert one's body into the pure body with the marks, the various marks. Did Rinpoche say the numbers of the marks? That's what I was trying to ask. The Tsepa, Lobsang, the Sanjay, the Jadang,
Sanjay dene Sanjay Sanjay Sonju Zani the Bejes on Jeju Trebi then good Shela Nijo. Hang Penris and Revoris. Sonde, Sonala to other never. Song also than Tagomares. Then hang Penris. He Taji Chamber, then hang Penris. Casongodus Gomarbe, Modus Pen make it die in Jeruta. Hanya Leji Penla, and then hang Modus on Trubas or the Meta injured.
So if one does these practices, engages in the practices, one will be able to attain the various qualities of the body of a Buddha, the 80 major marks and the 32 minor marks, 32 major marks and the 8 minor marks, rather. And one will be able to achieve the 60 melodious rhythms of the speech of a Buddha, and one will be able to achieve the all-knowing mind of a Buddha. One will be able to achieve all of these great qualities of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind by practice of the Tantras. But one will also be able to achieve these 8 attainments. And in the Yamantaka lineage, it speaks of this as well. And there's a quote from scripture that is very similar, and I don't have the exact quote, but it's very similar to that of Atisha's quote. That's more condensed in Atisha's quote, where it says, through the force of the 8. But the 8 they're speaking of is the same 8 that they've spoken of in the Yamantaka lineage. So the first of the 8 attainments is the eye medicine, the feat of the eye medicine. And one can make a special substance, make a special solution using butter and various other things, and engage in a tantric ritual and activate this substance, and create something that has power. And then rub it on, the practitioner then would rub it on his or her eye. Then Jepugare, Rinpoche, the mar, the mi, the jana, Jepugare. So one will be able to see many things. One will be able to see nagas. One will be able to see gods. This is a benefit that one can get in dependence upon Tantra. So here, for instance, the special medicine, the mani jubos. I don't know if people are familiar with those. Translators note they're little small pills that are blessed by mantras, the Mani Padme Hum mantra, and they're ignited, and they have the ability to cure various things. They become medicinal because of the tantric ritual that has been engaged in relation to these mani pills. The niparibe. Sumba? The tambo nipa.
Somba Sawu Modu. Hanya Leshevala then the Sawu light dissimilar Sawu doors. What the new words there, and then Sawu Modu is.
Sa is ground.
Sawu grounded light dissimilar Nasu Toyomas Saul.
Yeah, the attainment of traveling through the ground, or luminescent travel. I'm not Robert Thurman. Luminescent juggernaut. Okay. So one will, the third, just a little Dharma humor, the third feat or third attainment that one can achieve is the special ability to be able to travel through the ground unobstructed. So one is able to travel through various things which would normally obstruct one's ability. So one can travel unobstructed. The third.
Sawuk ngoruji, then ready ngorus, read. Read knife. Knife read marble read.
Dread knife.
Dread knife. Redil then Hajavala Tene, young Redil Tene, Chinakal Punda, the Otanake Modu Reading Modus.
Nanka la dro.
Reading Modus, Redil Hajan, the Drubaina.
The dir. Then ngad
What the Drubaina young had pension with benefit.
Pungare.
Benefit in my words.
Then the dir. Yuna. Depor gare. Nanka
Reading
droa.
Modu, Roland Modu Tenmarbeta, Namatane, Otemburto, Buddha Marba, Buddha, and Shiriba Jigi, Roland Drovers, Roland. Ro, Shizaka Royorova, and Shiriba the road drew, Nambi Gineji Kurubajevaris, Robaje, and the Roland doing the Roland doing what is Roland doing that, Roland Jet the Red Child was his knife. And Rog is Obangolo Secha. Secha Natane, and Shiriba the Reddit K, Nambi Gine del Tin, that's one of the Recondus. Rija Roconchi, Demutakan Dusus, Reddit Labal Chamba Lonson Nakal Waters. Parents.
Okay, so there, the next is the knife, the great sword. Now there's a story, and one will have various benefits if one has this knife and does the various tantric rituals and blessings in relation to it. There's a story of a time in Bodh Gaya when there was a Genye. There was a layperson. Buddhist who approached a non-Buddhist who was standing in the road near a corpse. And the non-Buddhist was beginning to carry this corpse, and the Buddhist layperson who had done this ritual and had this special knife came over to the corpse and touched the labjapsone. The tongue of the corpse. Cut it. The corpse's tongue became a knife. The J song, then J. So the tongue. That's it. So then they went to the
and Reddit Sile, Nambi Guinea del Table. That you not Rubo and two channels. I'll let you recount them. Label Juba and Lancer, Rage of Rogan Lane Waters.
So then I'm going to need a lot. It's all a lot of local dialect. Everyone knows what happens when that's. So the tongue turned into. Just bear with me, please. The tongue turned into this special knife, and it was gold, right? From what I understand. So the corpse's whole body. Okay, so the corpse's whole body turned gold, and then it's all coming together. It's like a puzzle. The corpse's whole body turned gold, and the tongue turned into a knife, this special knife. And the non-Buddhist said thank you to the lay person for all this help you've given me, because now he has a golden corpse, I would assume. And he gives the lay person, Buddhist practitioner, the knife, right? Then the lay Buddhist practitioner takes the knife to Mount Meru, right?
He holds a knife and he goes flying up into the sky.
Yeah, he holds the knife and flies up to the sky and ends up in Mount Meru, right? Rijelpo. Yeah, they end up Rijelpo. They ends up in Mount Meru after taking this knife. Then Rijelpo la leson. So what is demo?
He could look around and see a lot of things.
Oh, he could look around because he was up in there. He could look around and see so many things because he was on the top of Mount Meru, right? So then the army.
I come here. Come back.
Oh, so Ma. Okay, so then he came back. So he gave the knife to the non-Buddhist. So the corpse's body is all gold. So then the non-Buddhist grabbed the knife and went up into the sky. He said, thank you. I'm going to give you the gold, I believe. So these are benefits of Tantra. We have another translator in the room. I'm telling you. This is what was said.
Memeji all that the negarendo rulu meme sauje rede sau rede ngodu chinza suma then naka ngodu
Naka draw.
nakal shati na dinu warsta
So the next is one is able to go to space. And the meaning is one is able to maneuver in space almost like a bird, fly. Then
what the lume pemanjone sail nakal phoya go den loju mushi ndo
Pemanjone Padmasambhava. So Padmasambhava was able to do this and was seen dancing in the sky.
what the thing is that
This is the meaning of this.
manhada se yang ha ga den ji duba ina mejen da ma thon ba den zuya gerta ha den ya le je ba juna
Tantra practice.
and nada cannot see.
Oh, invisible. The power of invisibility. If one practices this tantra, one will be able to be invisible to the other's eyes, and one will not be able to be seen by others.
Then lhasa jage ngaso lhasa lomba zing baris zin then daba dan ko ga den chune jutu go maris da cannot ruji sara lama jure ko sara rakan le chine ane manha ngoru duba is te manawa yenda cannot see you are mudu satat.
Okay, hold on. Then Sarah Lama, the Conde Pu.
But lhasa in lhasa chan ka
Hakosun.
oh then ko su dedikal kali
Kalikabudu.
and run jay mada shuru rutu maro
Dro Tugumare.
and ko su ha ga taji jine ma thwa de jebe yin sta to yom dus.
I see. Okay, it's a joke. So there was during this time there was in Lhasa, during the time in Lhasa when the war happened, when the Chinese invasion took place, there was one Sarah, Geshe Lama, who was not able to leave Tibet because of all of the guns and the war, the fighting that was going on. So he started to begin to do this practice because he wanted to become invisible, but was not able to achieve this invisibility. Jema-san.
Tiko nga ga tuba men riwa yo maro ta yong dus ta
But it wasn't able to achieve the state of
ha
invisibility.
ga nyale yo Khensur te yong res.
But those who practice, those tantric practitioners can achieve this result.
Ta nga nyale jewal de ne shwa me bi ngo dus chwa me ba nad de ngodu do yo res.
The next is the power of not dying or immortality.
Shwa me ngodu do ando
Immortality.
dun ba je de ne nga nyale jewal de ne na sa me ba zo nen jong ba.
One will be able to be free from illness, would get out of illness, be free from illness.
So
perhaps that is a fine explanation. So here it says, and also through the force of the 8, in Atisha's text.
And the Saji go to a laboris, and the Nakal Putuaina, and the Saji Shinha mobile to many pure and Saji mobile Chunier to Saji is a little haven to tourists, passing Tibetan Dagmaris, Hal Pen, passing the Mother Pen, yours. What is it?
So in the tantric practice, we can see that there are differences that cannot be found in the perfection vehicle. And these differences aid in our achievement of rapid enlightenment, allow one to become a Buddha very quickly. Because if one is able to fly in the sky, then he or she is able to go to many Buddha lands, many pure lands, and hear the Dharma and ascertain the Dharma in many different ways. So because of these special feats that he or she is able to obtain, then these feats allow him or her to achieve the state of Buddhahood much more quickly. And so these are the benefits of the practice of Tantra, and these are why these 8 are good or important. Yes.
I didn't hear 8. I heard eye medicine, Mani pill, special ability to travel through ground unobstructed. The tear, great sword. 5, one is able to maneuver in space, 6 power of invisibility, 7 power of immortality.
Does anyone have an extra one? Because I didn't write them down as we went.
From illness.
Freedom from illness?
That is power of immortality, not dying.
No, that's two different things. Immortality and not dying and being free from illness are two different
the
feats.
8. Okay.
8 is free from illness.
Thank you.
7 is immortality.
Okay, thank you.
어제 다때는 하고 왔던 게 편한테 그거 야부 좀 이나 안에 사지 고분 도발라 더더 싫어니 그래서 메데외송 레라버진 루도 그래서 메데외송 레라비 토네 안에 사지 살루도 그래서 파시티버든 라고 말해서 네 가르쳐 그래 너와 있는 상주 투스 용서 조반 되어 봐서 어디서 말해 너와 있는 상주 투 용서 조반 되어 봐서 파시티버든 말아 사지 고분 도발 더버레 레라비 토네 사지 살루야 요아레스 데네근 되어 봐 이나스 말베 너와 있는 상주 투 조전 제수 도지 장 너와 있는 상주 투 용서 조반 되어 봐 당스 지 말베 하가 편에 집을 때네 안에 사지 공부 더버진 조토 그래서 로야가 너바 이나스 너바 당스 됐네 시다지 가서 샤와쇼수 주송비 게데 상하쇼도나스 사지게는 하들라 이신 탄다 네 가서 주 제마르 주디지 샤유주 쉐비주 nenjuju nenju 라나메 주 제송로아레스 제송바나지 됐네 되속걸로 냥라지야 너바 요바 이나스 샤와쇼수 주송비 게데 상하쇼도나스 상하가 냥라 주디지 냐서나 너바 요바 이나 what 말베
Okay, so I will just read through this. If you wish to create with these the collections for enlightenment and also and other great attainments like the good pot, and also through the force of the 8, as explained in the action and performance tantras, if you want to practice secret mantra as explained in the action and performance tantras. So I'll go through it. Rinpoche states, so if one achieves these benefits of Tantra, if one achieves them, the benefits that were spoken of, then one can easily achieve method and wisdom. It's necessary to have both method and wisdom to achieve the state of Buddhahood. And if one achieves these benefits, then the attainment of the method and wisdom would be quite easy. So here, if you wish to create with ease, so the ease here refers to the ease of creation of method and wisdom, because method and wisdom are necessary to collect to achieve enlightenment. So the collections for enlightenment being the method and wisdom. This is the meaning of those 2 lines. So if you want to practice secret mantra, so if you have the desire to practice Tantra, the secret Tantra, what practices are we speaking of? Those are the practices that are explained in the 4 different tantric sects, or the 4 tantric vehicles. Here we see, as explained in the action and performance tantras, but actually this is just saying 2 of them. There are the 4 classes of tantra, and those 4 classes being the action tantra, performance tantra, yogic tantra, and highest yogic tantra. Here is an abbreviation for those 4.
Okay. Good. 네, 당 하냐래 지야가 하 바신 디발 맵에는 하냐래 지게나 편치 보면 요아레스. 아니 조바침이 지라서 봐. 어떤 게 편치 보면 요아레스. 데네 샤주 쉐주 nenju라나면 주 냐서래 레네. 데네 하 편치도 그걸로 가보. 너가 요바 이나? 안 되바 여 장진 지금 말이다스. 너바 여바 장 용거 말해. 아니 하고 원다 아니 신라 두고 그래서 하다 원게 신라 두발라 아니 대 원다 제나 나ken게 아니 하고 소변도 뭐시 버지네. 하고 신이 된 주도 개쳐 버렸어. 어들래도 말봐.
Okay, so as explained in the action performance tantras. So there are many benefits that are in the tantric vehicle that cannot be found in the perfection vehicle. So we see that we can achieve the 8 attainments, and these 8 benefits are exclusive to the tantric vehicle and are not found in the perfection vehicle. So if we wish to practice any of the 4 classes of Tantra, being action Tantra, performance Tantra, yoga Tantra, and highest yoga Tantra, then just the wish itself to practice these things is not enough. The wish to be able to achieve the state of Buddhahood by by Tantra, this wish itself is not enough. One needs to set up various conditions in order to be an appropriate person for this practice. So it's necessary to first, it is necessary to have an initiation or a permission rite, and a blessing, and it's necessary to have a teacher in order to receive those things. So here it's necessary, because it's necessary to have a teacher for these things, we've arrived at guru devotion. And guru devotion is necessary, or Shenyan Densu. Dependence upon a spiritual friend is the literal translation of guru devotion. So dependence upon a spiritual friend is necessary in order to receive initiation and blessing, or receive permission rite. So we've arrived at the section on dependence upon a spiritual friend.
다데네 제단네 라마들 사제게 도와드시비 라마 도데니시비 라마 하니시비 라마 통제 단단데 가도데 하니시비 라마 통도 거르스 말이야.
So there are 3 types of lamas, or 3 types of teachers. There are the teachers for Vinaya, teacher for Sutra, and teacher for Tantra. And here we're going to be speaking of the appropriate teacher of Tantra, or Tantric teacher.
다 나고 오고 라마 때는 내 가르치 된 거고서 고송 레단스 라마 주변은 고송 레단스 그도와 고송의 주진하고 송해지고 그래서 고송 레단 뢰지 주진 나게 주진 예지 주진하고 송해지고 그래서 고송 레단스.
So those who want to receive an initiation, those who desire an initiation, the Lama Gosum, the Sutrim, Lama. Okay, so the Wang Guken,
Lama de 연된 간데 그러스나 안에 뢰지 주진 나게 주진 예지 주진 송송해지고 그래서 고송 레단.
So those who wish to have an initiation from a teacher must look for various qualities of that teacher. And in the Lama Chupa, so in the Guru Puja and the 50 verses on Guru devotion, we can find that first it states that there must be the ethics of the 3 doors. So here this refers to actions of the 3 doors, refers to the ethics of the body, speech, and mind.
고송 레단 로첸스 싫어 쳐가지고 그래서 싫어 처음에는 용어 말해서 강게 내주시고 말어 싫어 쳐가지고 그래서 로첸.
So the next, after the action of the 3 doors, the next is great wisdom. It's necessary for this teacher to have great wisdom.
어디 저바단 데바 저비냐래 데바 뇌질라 점마냐 저바 등에 당랭 그 저바 출랑에 생그 저바 저비냐래 데바 주고 그래서.
He must be a practitioner of patience, must have the patience relative to suffering, the patience relative to enduring practice, and the sumbagare, the dungyal dang, chu,
출랑에 생주 저바.
sumbagare.
네 가자.
Jason,
뇌질라 점마냐 저바.
Ngushi don't go.
뇌질라 점마냐 제 도자로 손 바꿔가.
Okay. So again, the 3 types of patience are the patience willing to endure the hardships of suffering, the patience willing to endure suffering for the Dharma or hardships for the Dharma, and the patience which allows one not to react to. There's this literal to react with negativity when given negativity. So if someone is, I'm going to just explain it because I'm not getting the exact word. When someone is being negative towards us, not reacting to that negativity, not responding to negativity with negativity. So having the patience which does not react to negativity. So these are the three types of patience, and there is a literal word at the end of class we can find. Ed knows it.
So then, Trambo Gugres, Jazi Mashik, Trambo Gugres, Jazi Mashik, Trambo Gugres Lama.
The
Jazi Shena Trambo Marova, Jun shading in the Trambo Maro, Jun Mashiva, Trambo Gugres.
one must be straightforward, right? It must be straightforward, or one who is truthful. And when I asked Rinpoche, he said not lying. One who's very straightforward, almost honest.
Lo chen so den tang yu dang ju mi yu ju me ba ju gu yu ju me ba yu den men na yu den yu lu du yu na men nu du de yu ju je yu ju ma ken ju gu yu ju me ba.
Also, abandonment of a claim to possess qualities that one does not possess. So, this teacher should not claim to possess some sort of quality that he or she does not.
Yu dang ju mi, ha dang ju xie xie, ha dang ju ge ne su de su su xie, ane ma xie du ken ju gu ha dang ju xie xie, ha dang ju xie xie, ha dang ju ge ne su ane tantra ge si ju xie ken ju gu
Nga dang nga gi ju.
ha dang ju xie xie.
Ju. Ju. Ju.
Ju tantra ro tantra.
Okay.
Ha sa tantra daban dab marbe. De su ge ne su dong bu xie, ane yen dal ma xie du ken ju gu.
So it's necessary that he or she understands the essence of continuum or tantra. It's necessary that he or she possesses the knowledge of the tantras. First, he or she must learn the tantras, then can explain them to others. So the teacher must possess the knowledge of the continuum, knowledge of tantras.
Tene teni chuzong se, yun ten chuta ni gu res, ane nangi yun ten chu, shi yun ten chu, yun ten nishu sheba ju gu res. Teni chuzong, teni nangi yun ten chu, shi yun ten chu. Ado kanga danga dang mamudu ala nga su mhenpa zang res. Tosu teba ina lama chuba kin reba dang, ane lama nga chubi reba tu sulu yuwa res. Ane nga su dala go mhenpa zima tu, nishu danga dang mamu gu nu res. Teni chuzong se, nagi yun ten chu, shi yun ten chu. Teni chuzong se.
Jusum gare. Gare shine jusum.
Chuzong se, tetin lago marda. Chuzong se na, chu nyi le chuzong se gare, chu nyi le. Men nyi le ma song.
What am I doing?
Pair.
Men nyi le ma song.
Pair of 10.
Oh, I see.
Chu ten nyi le, chu nyi le, chuzong se, chuzong, chu ra nyi.
So a pair of two sets of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nagi yun ten chu, shi yun ten chu de, yun ten chu ta nyi dan deba ju gu res.
Okay, so the next is he or she must possess the inner and outer excellent qualities. So the inner and outer excellent qualities are two sets of 10. So two sets of 10 being 10 inner qualities and 10 outer qualities.
Shi yun ten chu dan den song na, ane sha ju, xue ju, nen ju ju du on gu nu di wo sa res. Nagi yun ten chu dan den song na, ju du goma, ane ya men ta ka tan kala cha ka yin shi shun, o tu su gu gu sa res.
So the outer qualities, one must possess the outer qualities are found to be more prominent in the three lower tantras, so are necessarily more prominent in the three lower tantras. So the action, performance, and yoga tantra, the outer qualities are more significant, whereas the highest yoga tantra, the inner qualities are the most important. So the highest yoga tantra being Yamantaka and various other Kala Chakra and Yamantaka and various other highest yoga tantra teaching practices, the inner excellent qualities are relied upon, are the most important.
Nagi yun ten chu, shi yun ten chu, teni chu song dan deba ju gu res. Ane zhedang che ke shis, ane yen zhawa le, zhedang che ke shis, ane yen ge zhawa deba ina, deli lema she ke ba ju gu res.
Lama.
Lema se gur ga za.
Lama. Got it.
Ensa, yen da ge ensa yung ma ina, ane kushin ro, kushin. Yenda kushin leba yina.
Jenda Triwa Jana.
Yenda jawa jana.
Dene.
An dele enso
Lenja.
she keba jugo res. Tadang che keshins.
She Chen.
Cheba chue cheba so marbe. Cheba chue cheba. Enso kushin keba jugo res ta. Ha ga tul enso kushin yoba yina. What the ma
So one must be skillful in answering questions. So one must be skilled in, if one is asked a question, one must be skilled in being able to give the answer. For instance, if we're asked a question about Tantra and so forth, then he or she must be skilled in giving the answers to those questions.
So here,
when we speak of a tantric lama should possess these qualities. It's not very easy then to have a tantric lama or tantric teacher because of all of these excellent qualities.
Lama jindona an teleng ha lama tens jermuji mata lari chemudle ne mata chenji sawajila ane lama ten wanshu jena shu gores ha ge lami ene yete ganga ma samba yina ya mata chawaji gores mata garesna dombasu sotaji chuti shanseng chuti ha ge chuti songe lama shonsona an tel lama ten gorje boshin ane wanshu jena shu ne digres what does that.
So finding a lama who possesses all of these excellent qualities could be quite difficult and quite impossible. So if one cannot find a teacher, a lama who possesses all of these excellent qualities, Lama Tsongkhapa has stated that it's necessary for them to possess at least a firm foundation in ethics of the three types of vows, or the three types of ethics. The sutric ethics, Sutarga Domba Dang, Shanchi Sembi Domba Dang, Ngai Domba Sung. Okay, so the three, three being the individual liberation vows, the bodhisattva vows, and the tantric vows. So one must possess the three sets of vows. So one must hold and possess the three sets of vows. Again, those are the individual liberation vows, the bodhisattva vows, and the tantric vows. Lama Tsongkhapa says this, the Geshe Rinpoche, the Lamrim Chenmo.
Mata lami cheni mata changwa ji gogores. Chachang lama ge chachang mena ya. Mata changwa ji le. Ane nga lama dens. Madu nga lama yin se ngolo lama den ngolo zuwa ni ga yores. Kangal den yo mares. Lama mata changse domba song den tres. Domba song den song an tel shenye den zuje anshu jena shus what is on
the Longare, the Geshe Rinpoche, this is from that's what I was asking, from the Lamrim Chenmo, the great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment, where the Lama Tsongkhapa states that there is a type of lama that is appropriate to give an initiation and permission rights and so forth to you. He or she is an appropriate vessel for this if he or she holds the three sets of vows. So the three sets of vows being individual liberation, bodhisattva vow, and tantra vow.
Tantra draw on is on. Haga jugo on is. And then all the kind of yours, what the Jibina, Deji Undo.
So the door to the tantric path is an actual initiation. So the door into tantra is an initiation. So the door to the great vehicle is the mind, Mahayana mind generation, or the mind that aspires to enlightenment. So the Buddhist door the door into Buddhism is refuge. So the door into Tantra is an initiation.
what the Hagan or to in and Halusubers, Habachabaris,
So if
Habaris.
one takes an initiation, then he or she becomes a tantric practitioner. There's a word I can't say. I'm going to say tantric practitioner. Tantrist.
Then Hadan, passing Tibanisha and Jogo, the Senji Yingsonsa, yours, Jeremy Lamrim Senji Katu de la, Tiba Chemboni, Kago Shojan, Jogun Senji Konais, Tiba Chemboni, the passing Tibetan, Tantra and the Maraba. So the passing Tibetan, Hani Kago Shobaina, Jogo the Senji Konaris, Sonsa was
Jugu dan senche.
Jogus that door, Mayana door.
The do dan a niche semche. So the door. So in the great treatise on the stages of the path, that in common to sutra and tantra is the door of the mind that aspires to enlightenment.
Buddhist.
Mind that aspires to enlightenment. But in Tantra, one also seeks to receive the initiation.
Judo Omason on years over the Shaju the Shujuni the Le on years on ye. Itaji Pombe on, Lutaji Jubengon.
The jupi, the body is the pot initiation, crown. Okay, I remember. So in the, there are two types of initiate. If one wishes to receive an initiation or one wishes to have an initiation, what are the characteristics of that initiation? In the action and performance tantras, there are two necessary initiations. There is the mind initiation, so the initiation of the pot, and the body initiation, which is the crown initiation. But there are also five. It can be enumerated as five. Water. So the water initiation, the crown, water initiation, the crown initiation,
and the Baja Dojero,
the Dorje initiation,
Baja initiation,
Dorje initiation,
then make one, Nami,
the name,
Nami initiation, Nami initiation.
Name initiate, name and form, name and. No, that's I'm sorry. Name initiation. Name and form is 12.
Make wants that there was Sanjay Momione, that Churun Metane, and Churun Garza. That to send the children, Sanjay does a me, long time as woman. Me one.
The name initiation. So the Buddhas, when the what's the word I'm looking for? The Buddhas are. Yeah, that's the Buddhas all
the prediction that at such and such a time, and you will become a Buddha named such and such.
Okay, yeah, I would have had it right. So the Buddhas all gather and say at such and such a time, you will be named this. So here, this is the name initiation that we're speaking of.
What is not
What's the? So is that 5? We're missing one, aren't we? So water initiation. The Vajra initiation, the name initiation, crown initiation, ribbon, isn't it ribbon?
Name initiation. Pombi one, Chuan.
So I didn't say pot initiation, the
second one. Jubenji one, Doji one, Bajaro Baja, Doji one, Trebo, Trebi one, Migi one.
Yeah.
Baja Belmar, Baja.
Nietzsche, cheek.
Ni.
Okay, so it's the water initiation, the Vajra initiation, the bell initiation, the crown initiation, and the pot initiation. There's the name initiation. So the water initiation, the crown initiation, the Vajra initiation, the name initiation, and the bell initiation.
어떤가 나자네.
So so the bell would come after the dorje. So water initiation, the crown initiation, the Vajra initiation or Dorje initiation, the bell initiation, and the name initiation. So these are the 5 sets of initiations that are found. It could be enumerated as 2 or 5. So we have these 5 contaminated aggregates, and the reason for the number 5 is to transform these 5 aggregates into the aggregates of a Buddha.
Dorje
Lopung,
Vajra
Master, Vajra Master initiation. So in the Yoga Tantra, we find the Vajra Master initiation.
Nenjujul dojulme on yoda nenjuju on nabayina hago domba enjimeji gogres dojulme on yoda hadung gogres shaju de shujul dojulme on yomares ane domba de shaju sembe domba ma hadung gomares
Then Nejor Giju Ngadom Yorubit.
Hago domba na gogres garsana tal dojulme on yomares.
Okay, so in the action and performance tantra, there is no tantric vow. But in the yoga tantra, there is a tantric vow. So it's necessary to have the Vajra Master initiation at the yoga tantra level because of the necessity of the tantric vow not found in the lower tantras.
Da judo komal on jeres on jero judo komal ane kaso judo komal on poaje sanwaje shiro yeshijwa onje ba sanwaro mo chesi
Share Yeshe. Exalted wisdom.
judo komal onje res onje
Pumba Sanwa.
pombi wa tanol dada onga chinsa bars onga to pombi wa chi chu wa chu wa no lo onga chinsa barwa dene sanwa sanyu secret ba sanyu
Then Share Yeshe.
shiro yeshijwa onje ba sanwaro mo chesi onje yoris.
So there are 4 types of initiations here. And so it's the pot initiation, the secret initiation, the exalted wisdom, the wisdom of exalted wisdom, Sherab Yeshe, the wisdom of exalted wisdom initiation. Transcendent wisdom initiation. Sherab Yesh, transcendent wisdom initiation, that would be better. So the pot initiation, secret initiation, transcendent wisdom initiation, and the one I was say water initiation, the Vajra and Master initiation.
No, the last one's the precious word initiation. See what we put.
Sanwa secret karasana lama yoyun nyobashu lama yoyun nyobashu yametaga yinanda ane gwe samaja nyamshu bashine ane ngazo shisa majuna mazamba shebaso marbe
Hakosa.
tegi sanze de lomal tene chekon nyon dawanywa wadan chisego sanwa se te sanwa roda.
So here the secret refers to the secret substances, transference of the secret substances. So here when the Lama, for instance, when there is the practice where they're in union with the consort and various secret substances are, this isn't a form of intercourse, this is an actual high practice where the secret substances are taken and then one is able to taste the secret substances and this taste can cause a great bliss. Great bliss can be created by this. So here, this is what the secret here refers to. Then Ewa Ji, Pomba Sanwa, Sherab Yeshe, Je Gare.
Shiro yeshijwa jin shejirda shiro yeshijwa karasana ane lame loma yongden te wami rwa wami ge ane lome ane wami ta karasori nyabajo mazabashu rwa ane mazabashu dewa de tomba ninge o tene shiro yeshijwa sagres
Dumba Ni.
ta ngachu mazabashu dewa ja yoro dewa de toninge to maro la gon to maro
Lessa.
tene ha ge tene lama ge loma le ne wami ge
Lesser.
와민다 로마
Lesser.
자들 마상바
This
줘봐
Shingyu.
안티 도와드 돈이 또
Lesser.
하고만 좀
Lesser.
있나 어들 싫어하지 좀 와서 그래서
Okay, so here the exalted wisdom initiation here refers to when the teacher gives the student an actual consort, and the consort, he and the consort engage in the practice. And now this is in union with a realization of emptiness and many other high realizations. This is not done as intercourse, this is done as a practice coupled with these realizations of emptiness and so forth. So then this practice is done in the exalted wisdom initiation. The practice is done with the consort. What's the last thing? That's everything, right?
And so the student realizes
Student Roma jar
experiences this in union experiences this bliss, and and with this bliss ascertains has a certainty of emptiness, and that is the transcendent wisdom initiation.
So the transcendent wisdom initiation comes from the experience of emptiness created by the bliss of the union of consort and practitioner.
Wait, say that again.
The bliss, the transcendent wisdom is created from the bliss that is created from the union of practitioner and consort. So the realization of emptiness created during the union of practitioner and consort creates a sort of a bliss. And this bliss allows one this bliss is the exalted wisdom initiation. Does that make sense?
Yes, to me it does.
봉화강이 주진구와래 타면 하에 좀 맞춰봐 줬어. 봉배와 되게 안에 타면이 나와다 셴바게 좀 맞추는 거였어. 하 뭐자 말বে 타면이 나와. 나 제부이 냐부살로 타면 버와. 안 제부가 뭐네 야멘다가 이 깔라자가 이 냐부살로데 시집을 해서나 제부이 냐부살로 가는 거로 타면이 나와. 봉화를 때네 타면이 나와다 셴바데 준 그랬어. 봉화강이 주진구와래 타면 하에 좀 맞춰봐 줬어.
So in dependence upon the pot initiation, one is able to eradicate ordinary appearances. So the ordinary appearances being that at this moment I am Jeff, and then the ordinary appearance of Jeff is eradicated by the invocation of the deity. For instance, I believe Rinpoche said Yam and Taka. So the ordinary appearance is eradicated. So this pot initiation is what cleanses and purifies and eradicates the ordinary appearances.
데블 트리뷰군도 바샤자는 거였어.
And the effect is the emanation body.
어제 상화이시 뒤드냐발에 나네 놓는 하수 쳐주스. 상화이시 라마기 진짜비 상생 까마데 냐발에 되네. 안에 가서 나 계셔셔야돼. 안에 제말은 하게 되는 발 해소나 우아우아우선 하주는 거다.
It's Samwang.
상화이시 뒤드냐발에스.
This is the one we're missing. The secret wisdom initiation.
상화이시 뒤드냐발에스. 라마여 용게 상생 디진발에 되네. 제툴냐로. 뒤드냐발 도와제. 되게 안에 나네 놓는 하수 쳐주. 나게 데 나데 우아운데. 갈린 대차온 거 맞다데.
So the secret wisdom initiation is from taking the secret substance, again from the tantric practitioners in union, bodhisattva in union, and taking this secret substance and then experiencing the bliss, experiencing bliss from taking in this secret substance. And then the bliss that is, okay, I lost it. Then Dewashana, then
상화이시 뒤드냐발에 나네 놓는 하수 쳐주스. 나네 놓 다른 가서 개차시에 대한 나주요로. 스피치. 어때 제마 안에 상황 야부토가 있나? 안에 가서 나데
So in the future, and now our speech is contaminated, and by experiencing the bliss and by purifying it by the syllables Om Ah Hum and the
Our speech becomes mantra.
Our speech changes, is transformed from the contaminated ordinary speech into that of the mantric speech. So Om Ahom becomes the tone that is coming out of our speech instead of the ordinary speech. So it's transformed from ordinary into extraordinary.
Somba Lenji Gai Jaju Universe is in Temples. Somba Lenji on Somba Shira is Jumaro. Somba Lenji Gai Jaju Universe is in Temples. Da Lamrim Homal Wami gave Wama Novaju, the Wajigro, the Watage, and then Shira is on La Tene, and then Homi Julia of Jumake. Go about what you are. Universe is in Temples. Clean vessels, clean life.
So one is given the consort by the teacher and then engages in the practice in union, experiences the bliss, and then is able to experience the clear light and so forth from this bliss that is experienced. And this is the Mingare.
Somba Lenji Gai Jaju Universe is in Temples. Somba Shira is Shira is They pen carriersna, Somba Lenji Gai Jaju Universe is in Temples. And then Shira is on La Tene, and then Rumi is Shiba to USA. USA Modujungers, USA Modujuna, and the Latene, and then Hagi, Jimmy Lundu, what the moment.
So this independence, these three categories, I believe, fall into the exalted wisdom initiations. I believe that I mistranslated something. You think that this is a fourth?
No, this is the third. This is the transcendent wisdom initiation.
Okay, so the transcendent wisdom initiation that... are you sure? 100%. Gyanjir Surana, Sabu Yomare.
Da Lenji Somba on Somba Shira is Roma Chenni Sawada, and the Roma Chenni Sawada, Rima Chenni Sawona, and the end of the Jigro.
Less so.
What the Sheba Abaka. USA ngod jongus so orojang to oman dune ne USA ngod june USA de toni toya and lagun ya odun.
So at the exalted wisdom initiation, one or transcendent wisdom initiation, one is able to eradicate the coarse forms and is able to then experience the emptiness and so forth by depending on this transcendent wisdom initiation. So from the bliss that is experienced, one is able to eradicate the coarse appearance, coarse forms. And then is able to experience clear light and dependence upon eradication of the coarse forms.
Luyen Ayen Luyen Ane USA de Modujona, Hagi, USA de Lesona, Telatene, Lusabaj Trungur, Jumil.
So then one is able to transform the ordinary body into a clear light body.
And then Hagi Tolang Golang Goso, and Jumil Nyandu yours, Nyandu.
So once one achieves the state of the path of seeing and path of meditation, the five tantric paths, once one achieves the state of the path of seeing and path of meditation, then the clear light mind, the tonlan, ngai tonlan dang gonglan lena, then wusir. Clear light mind, the extremely hidden, Shintu Chawa, the extremely hidden or extremely subtle clear light mind is experienced in union with...
Clear light mind and the extremely subtle wind and mind are experienced in union with the clear light, with the illusory body.
So the... It's a 12. So the
Shinto Chai Senju clean, Tananga Shinto Chai Senju, Shinto Chai USA. They Jumba the long rate, long down, Shinto Chai USA need the Nyandu yours.
Shinto Chai was dans long Nyandu.
Long Nyandu.
Shinto Tramu dans long Nyandu, da dans da ken.
Oh, then that was.
Okay.
That was. What the Shinto Chai and long the Yen Shebala Tene, long the Jushebala Tene, Jimmy Lud drawing one, Hang Lus about drawing what is. She to try send and the USA won't do.
Okay, so the extremely subtle clear light mind and the winds the winds, the extremely subtle clear light mind rides on the winds in the same way that a rider on a horse, for instance, mounts a horse and rides it. So the mind, this extremely subtle mind rides on top of the winds. And these winds then create the actual illusory body. They create the clear light body. The extremely subtle mind, or the extremely subtle, the clear light consciousness creates, I wrote this down too, creates the clear light mind. So the extremely subtle consciousness creates the eventual clear light mind. So the wind creates the illusory body, or the clear light body, and the extremely subtle mind that rides the wind creates the clear light mind. Right? Yes.
어제 다 산지 가서 되는 규미 르다 센다 소비 나지네 가서 르센이부터 대답이 내주디 아버시소나 내주디 아버시소나 어제바 성원을 미시레스 어제바 대내주디 고아차소나 야부 다 드네지 말에서 고아차소나 어제바 성원을 미시 도고르스
Secret.
시고 말 어제바 치원
The name.
시비지
So the secret, this word, secret word initiation.
성원 그저 말해.
Not secret, the word initiation.
줄렌도스르다스 외센도스르다스 코니 통랑 거서 냐도 용고르다스 칙라고로 칙라고로 아니 사제도에 대 용고다스 라네 로마가 대 아버지 고소나 아니 어떤 거르스.
So the word initiation, the precious word initiation. So the precious word initiation, the tzik.
제바 손주 된라 모저비 다도 된라 중도 쳐봐 주스 제바 손주 된라 모저 손주 로비 손주 몰로비 손주 줄르다 외세 통랑당 고랑거스 줄르다 외세 사제거스 줄르다 외세 두스르다스 라마글라 로마 고소나 아니 어지바 성을 부제레스.
So if I didn't really, I'm not going to be able to translate that clear enough to be happy with it.
So then, when the Vajra master explains to the student that this is how the subtle mind rides a subtle wind. This is how the illusory body is achieved. This is how the clear light mind is achieved. This is of dependence on these other achievements. This is how Buddhahood is achieved. Then when the Lama explains this to the student, and the student then understands this, the student understanding it is the precious word initiation.
So the cognition of it is the precious word initiation. So once the student hears the explanations of these things from the Lama, then this actual ascertainment of these things is the precious word initiation.
달라마가 러그로 하가 통랑도 고랑 가서 신도 자유에서다 아니 하가 르든 두스다 군인양도 여다스 칙 러그로 칙 다든나지 아니 사제비 가서요 아니 신도 자유에서다 사제가 롱고다 저거도 냥도 요아레스 라마가 칙라 아니 호메 고소나
So the Lama would speak the words of the explaining the attainment of the clear light body and the attainment of the clear light mind, and the explanation of the attainment of the clear light body and the clear light mind.
And then he would say, and then at the time of the achievement of Buddhahood, this becomes the
This becomes the emanation. So they become of the same nature. Become of the same nature. The actual emanation body being the enjoyment body, and the the enjoyment body and the emanation body. So the enjoyment body and the emanation body and the actual truth body, or the clear light mind, become of one nature. So the explanation of this is the word initiation. Right? Yeah. These are the 4 initiations.
어제 다때네 가지고 그랬다. 송발 현재 상화 이제 뒤지냐 발은 안에는 하서 저와서 상화 되게 롱군 루비네 바자고 그랬어. 롱고 말에 롱쇼 주비고. 안에 bombe왕게 쪼군 루비네 바자고 그랬어. bombe왕게 쪼군 용 그랬어. 상화라 때네 롱고 용 그랬어.
So in dependence upon the secret initiation, one achieves the enjoyment body, and by dependence upon the pot initiation, one achieves the emanation body. In dependence upon the transcendent wisdom initiation, one is able to achieve the truth body. Achieves the capacity to attain the truth body. So the extremely subtle mind and the Shintu Chawa Samdang, so the enjoyment body and the extremely subtle clear light become of one nature. So the extremely subtle clear light and the illusory body become of one nature. And it is this. So these 2 in union become the nature of Vajradhara. So if one wishes to have an initiation, it's necessary to have these.
다도선가 상완뒤바다 야멘다가다 히바자도 도서기 내주드레스 줄루도 세시데한테 아니 칼라자가게 아니 안내주드 비가가요르스.
So Sawan-dupa and Yamantaka and Hivajra tantras, Guhya Samaja, these are explained in this way, but the Kala Chakra Tantra is very different in its explanation. It's not the same. There's differences. So the way in which one achieves the body is different. I know it's like a snake, right? The way that one achieves the body or transforms the body into Kala Chakra is different.
The Kala Chakra has an explanation of empty form.
아디샤 하토니레 주바에 셰다 제수 레나지 bomba산로 라소버 조첸 제수 도지 짱 도와이네 샹초초 용수 주반데바다 샤와쇼수 주수 게데상 하쇼는 조첸 제수 조첸 제선 도와스 조첸 제데 베지 모두 제도설 자는 베지 디고사레스 든디비 주센 가르스나 아니 지지게 라주놀던 도와스 다다 되비 서로 군도 다 티주게 제제 제존네 사지 취지 가든지 만나지 되지 윌 세제원다 조sen 세제원다 조sen 제라소 모두 군진 죄베라지 토된 해본지 추주지스 지지 라주들 때바이나 조sen 제사도 비지 모두 제도 자는 되고서레스.
In the Yamantaka Tantra, again, there's a very long quote in that that is an explanation of the 8 attributes or 8 attainments and the force of these attainments. And the meaning of it is the same as explained here in a condensed format in number 61. And unfortunately, I don't know that quote. But in number 61, it says, and also through the force of the 8. And these 8 attainments are the 8 attainments that are similar to those attainments in the Yamantaka explanation. Dunchi, so we weren't able to complete it today, but slowly teaching this will be fine.
다그래서 원주야데 편초그래서 이나 원주와라 좀 사고도 왔어.
So there are many benefits to attending or being able to attend an initiation, but there are many causes and many things one must factor in that are related to that initiation.
이나 강간양도 냥로 로정 제거를 담번이는 부다부 용아 갈래 가버렸어. 담번이는 갈래 존에 담부시다랑 마요나야 골로 남때 저 갈래 존은 쿠부다 다루자 그랬어.
So initially seems quite difficult. Initially it seems quite unascertainable, but slowly one can practice these things and slowly one can understand the meaning. So we can practice these all together. The things we're speaking of. Practice them together, and initially they will be quite difficult, but the more of an understanding will come as time goes on, and they won't seem to be so difficult.
당하도 그걸로 같이 버려다스 안에 로정 맞이be 요샤바이나 되는 가서 무슨 들라고 말해서 신을 차려서 와. 대한 단도 로정 정하냐래 제 바신 디발에 로정 제 비다부도 용어 말데 갈래 비다는 그랬어. 다음 가서 인칠라나 ABC를 보고 주죠. 다음은 야부 용어 그랬어. 안 로모블로는 갈래 야부 장은 거.
So we can see that when we were children we didn't even know the ABCs, but many years passed and we obviously know the ABCs. Likewise, in the initial stages of studying, these things might seem quite difficult and unascertainable. But as time goes on, we are able to understand them slowly and be able to understand them in a firm, solid way, and we'll have a stable understanding of them, starting from where we are in a place where we see them is quite daunting and difficult.
다 담보라를 비지 가서 대 머신된 주디오아레스. 근데 정어로 비지게 대 하고 뭐부요아레스. 더순이 어떤지는 갈래갈 비다부 창우레스.
The tambo, the trucharde.
저자는 진디오로. 가리는 진디오아레스.
Now we have the camera that's videotaping all of these teachings that we're doing. And then there's also teachings by the Dalai Lama that we can listen to and so forth in order to achieve more of an understanding. So we will be able to slowly understand these things based on these
정어로 마시고 그때 아버지가 정어로 마시 싫어 드신다 말아요. 그래서 그 나가라고 그래서 배 자체 어디서 버렸어. 상마시.
The Dalai Lama's wisdom is this is like space. His wisdom is not comparable to any other's wisdom. So his wisdom is not surpassed. Because of this, his wisdom is like space, and his knowledge is very vast, and we can learn from these. The ngag becha dang. So there are also tantric books we can look at, and then we can ask questions and get answers to those questions and back and forth. So maybe today we're finished. So you're probably very tired.
Sorry.
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're probably tired.
Okay.
I apologize for the end. My mind just went. I didn't know Tantra from anything. Thank you very much, Ed.
Yeah.